welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tapping in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, reflect videos like this.
What magic book had the most impact on you during your journey? The Occult by Colin Wilson, which was written in the late 60s and advances a theory that occult systems throughout history are actually ways of tapping into what Wilson called Faculty X, which for him is a special certain something that geniuses can access. But the idea of Faculty X and the human potential movement that was starting around the same time is the idea of how can we advance the human mind to levels beyond what is considered normal capacitation for human cognition. And more importantly, are there methods by which we can do that and replicate from person to person? And I can pretty clearly say at this point, yes, there are. And I still stand by that to this day. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. So that would be my answer. The Occult by Colin Wilson. Still a great book. Highly recommended to everyone.
Oh my gosh, it's a simulation. No way, they just simulated all the white vehicles. This isn't real.
All the cars being red.
That's nuts. I don't like that.
I feel freaked out. Oh my god.
One of Charlie Kirk's children is not his. It belongs to someone very powerful. I'm going to leave that alone. Charlie Kirk found out about it and became unalive. I'm not blaming Erica. I'm just laying out the facts. It is up to you, the American people, to come up with the proper conclusion. The assassination of Charlie Kirk, the day that changed the future. At the memorial light show, eating hot dogs, it was not a memorial, okay? I am a student of history, and especially a student of war, and a student of empire.
Yep. It's y'all fault. This what y'all wanted. This what y'all wanted. Red chill. I don't know who Baby Z's is. I don't know who Cute These is. But y'all dead ass wrong. Y'all so wrong. I don't think God can make it right.
This is just criminal.
Do the people involved in the creation of AI believe that it's a spiritual entity, that it's more than a machine?
So this is Tucker, the trillion-dollar question. They talk about creating artificial intelligence. The real question, the real thing we should be concerned about, are you creating an artificial intelligence, or are you giving a body to a pre-existing intelligence that previously wasn't incarnated in the physical world? So, I mean, here's a quote from Turing. "We shall not go any further into the nature of this oracle apart from saying that it cannot be a machine." What a lot of people are concerned about, and what Silicon Valley is seemingly getting up to, okay, so a machine can't be aware of what it's doing. If there is such a thing as demons, angels, spirits, as Aleister Crowley called them, disincarnate intelligences.
Disincarnate meaning intelligence without a physical body.
Yeah, could we be creating a physical body for the demonic?
Car. That's hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. We have to move because of this bitch.
Yeah, and I was like, Tony,
I thought I saw somebody as well. I think there's another person. Someone in red. She's on fucking drugs. Yeah. Hard time. And she bent your roof. Yeah, let's just go. Come on, we'll just fuck off. I'll show you the video.
That kind of money somebody ain't blowing you that's of the same sex. I'm just letting y'all know. Denzel Washington does not get a pass. Nobody in Hollywood gets a pass, and especially no Denzel Washington. Will Smith. Will Smith had a relationship with Benny Medina. Benny Medina ran the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Benny Medina went up to Will Smith so much, Will Smith should be his wife. Okay? Quincy Jones did pop him, fool. He did pop him. Benny Medina had him too. They're all part of the same rituals, man. It's just not no one-man thing. They pass you around just like a little woman. If you want to go in Hollywood, it's just not going to one guy get you. They're going to pass you around, all of them. Because it's from one, it escalates from one step to the other. It's 1, 2. I don't give a damn. It's never over. Every time you do something, it's not like, okay, it's done. You did it the first time. Now, what you want to do? The sky's the limit. Nah. You want a cologne line, a perfume line? Okay, they take you back to that room and do it all over again. That's why they have rituals. If a Mason who's moving higher up in a Mason brotherhood, he has a daughter, he knows the rules. Somebody in the brotherhood wants your daughter, she could be 12, 13 years old. You try to persuade your daughter to have sex with him so he can be
Do you need a pilot license for that?
Ебать, ебать, пацаны. Ебать.
Ona pripada reptilima.
Kraljica engleska, Elizabeta.
Elizabeta pripada reptilima. Kako mislite da ne pripada? Znate koja je njena loza? Njena loza je vezana za jednog srpskog vladara iz Mađarske koji je mnogo ubijao. Kako se zove? Vlad Tepeš. Od njegove sestre je ona loza. Znate to? Od krvoločnog Vlada Tepeš.
Folg uns. The past repeating itself.
These weird kind of Catholic end times mythos, it's always that there's this child who's the Antichrist. Isn't that like with the Omen? That's the exact same thing that we were talking about in the End of Days movie. It's always about, the devil impregnating a woman.
Prince William and Kate Middleton had their first child. When she brought the baby out to be presented to the public, she was wearing the exact same dress Mia Farrow was in the movie, Rosemary's Baby. It was very strange. First portrait, Will and Kate Middleton. And she was wearing the vampire's wife's dress. The vampire's wife's dress. That's what she wore. You have now King Charles, who says he's related. He's a blood relative to Vlad the Impaler. He's literally related to Dracula.
If you guys are not familiar with Rosemary's Baby, this woman is impregnated by the devil.
They want us to know who they are. They need us to know who they are. They get their jollies off of that. They get power from that. But they need us to know in a way where they have plausible deniability and they can say, you guys are crazy.
What's interesting, of course, I never get tired of bringing up the fact that King Charles is related to Dracula. Facts. This is facts. This comes
Literally.
from him. Like, he literally has like an estate in Transylvania. Yeah, that's a real place, by the way, because you guys didn't know. So when I did some videos, when I was talking about, hey, did you guys know that Dracula's grandson is now the King of England? I did do the research on Vlad the Impaler. So Vlad the Impaler was in this secret society. Shocker, I know. But it was the Order of the Dragon is what the secret society was called. Or they called them the Dragonists. For some reason, I thought that was the funniest name. The Dragonists. You're a Dragonist. It's like almost being worse than called anti-Semite. But one of Vlad's nicknames was, get this, Son of the Devil. Think about that. So who's the dragon in the Bible? The devil. Kate Middleton is wearing the vampire's dress, also the Rosemary Baby's dress. So is that the devil's seed? If it's not, it's kind of weird because you're really pointing to this being the devil's seed, right?
I think demons or dark entities have a portal into you. Would you?
My best explanation, Judith, and as simply I can put it, is that meth does something chemically to the human brain that we don't understand that opens a valve to the spiritual realm. And it's never a good way. It's always it's the devil's drug. It opens you up to low vibrational, to evil entities, demons.
This phone shows an alternate dimension. Now, we all should remember Tom Cruise's legendary dance scene from Risky Business, right? But let me ask you, is he wearing sunglasses in this scene?
Just take those old records off the shelf.
Did you get it right? Clearly no sunglasses, but then why does every pop culture parody of this scene show them wearing sunglasses? Well, let's try using the cell phone on this scene. Looks like sunglasses to me. Now, there's also those who remember the old classic Mickey Mouse with suspenders, and those who remember him without suspenders. Let's see what the phone says. And there's those who swear that Shaggy from Scooby-Doo had an Adam's apple. The phone shows an Adam's apple, but our current reality says no. Okay, this is too fun. Just one more. So clearly here we see that Curious George from the Curious George books has a tail. But if you look at what the phone's recording, there's no tail there. Stay tuned for more.
Here's what I speculate about the reptilians in Closer Encounters. The biosphere of this planet was radically reshaped to make it habitable for humans. Well, that would have involved also the extinction of the dinosaurs, right? So the Nordics coming here from Mars were responsible for the extinction of the dinosaurs. Now, the Sumerian myths tell us that when the Anunnaki engineered a slave race on Earth, they went through several successive models, and the first few were failures. So there's a speculation that, well, if they got here at the time the dinosaurs were the dominant species on the Earth, and they're responsible for the extinction of the dinosaurs, and yet they needed to create a humanoid slave race, why not take dinosaurs and hybridize them genetically with themselves?
I'm so confused. What does it mean enjoyed by September 20th AD? After death? After Christ died? He been got up. What does this?
It doesn't say BC, so you're good.
Drake falling to Kendrick Lamar. What does that symbolize from, that whole rock beef that they had going on?
Kendrick, he represents the Aquarian age. The Aquarian age is cultivated by the golden age under a sun cycle that is facilitated by the star Polaris. Drake is the epitome that's in alignment with the lunar cycle, that's in alignment with the Piscean age of darkness under the Draconian star constellation. So when you look at the 24,000 year purification period, when you look at the equinoxial points, It shows you the transitional shift from Alpha Draconis to the Star Polaris. The Star Polaris is cultivated by the Christ energy, which represents Kendrick, and he slayed down the dragon, which is Drake. Everything that they showing you by way of the movies, entertainment, everything is symbolism. Symbolism in itself correlates with our reality. These ain't just movies. They're telling you what's taking place in the script. This is not just the Quran. This is just not the Bible. This is just not a video game. They're telling you what is to come. They've been telling us the whole time. But because of the materialistic world and we trip over divine alignment and call it a coincidence, we miss the fact that everything is actually real and not fiction.
Okay, I need you guys locked in because things are becoming increasingly interesting, okay? Yesterday, the FBI made a rather curious announcement. They announced that they were going to cut ties with the ADL, right? You know what the ADL is, the Anti-Defamation League. And the reasons, well, because they had listed Charlie Kirk and his organization, TPUSA, to be extremist. Everybody's an extremist, according to the ADL. But I want you guys to know that this is not a subtle announcement. We need to unpack this announcement. Because I don't care what side of the aisle that you are on, you need to understand that the ADL is not, nor has it ever been, what it purports to be, okay? Purports to be, oh, you know, we're just looking out and hate speech and extremism. No. The reality is the ADL was born out of a Jewish Freemason organization known as B'nai B'rith. Now, if you're on my book club, you know this, but Sigmund Freud was a member of B'nai B'rith. We were discussing, we're reading right now the book, The Assault on Truth, and Sigmund Freud is very relevant. You have to learn the history of Sigmund Freud. He's in all of our schools, all of our universities, taught as a hero, the history of the psychoanalytic movement. Look, the reality is him and all of his homies were covering up for incestuous child abuse. That is a fact, okay? They can't wipe that stain away. Quite literally, the way that they did this was through the mechanism of gaslighting. That's what he is the father of, public gaslighting, okay? That's what modern psychology is. They moved to instead diagnose people who were being abused, right? They were using their credentials, I'm a this, I'm a that, to make people, maybe the wider public, believe that their gaslighting was actually legitimate. That is what the book, The Assault on Truth, unpacks. It is therefore a must read because you have to realize how horrific the crimes were that were being committed that they were covering for. So Sigmund Freud was in B'nai B'rith, and the ADL was born out of B'nai B'rith. Why? Well, because they put the organization together to defend a pedophile and a murderer. His name is Leo Frank. Leo Frank was an unbelievably wealthy Jewish factory owner down in Atlanta. And this is 1913. It's very relevant. You should know this happened in 1913. And this is the American South. You know what was going on there. And Mary Fagan was a 13-year-old girl who worked at his pencil factory. She was found brutally raped. Okay, she's a Catholic girl, by the way. I want to say that. She was a young Catholic girl. And Leo Frank, even with all of his money, all of his connections, the best lawyers that money could buy, connections all the way to the Supreme Court, he was so guilty of what happened that despite the fact that he tried to pin it on a poor Black janitor, even in the segregated South, where people were just like, hey, give us any reason and we will go lynch a Black person, the racist segregated South, they still found him guilty, okay? They still found Leo Frank guilty, and so much has been written to try to obscure this still. They are still trying to defend Leo Frank. What happened then is that his buddies over at the Freemasonic Lodge, B'nai B'rith, assembled the ADL to gaslight the public. No, Leo Frank wasn't guilty. Look what happened after. He was lynched for what he did to Mary Fagan. He is actually a victim of anti-Semitism. That's it. He wasn't guilty. I'm sure maybe the Black guy did it in 1913 Atlanta, and everyone conspired to instead attack a wealthy factory owner. Like I said, to this day, they are using those mechanisms to try to
Dumbass. I see the light.
I thought this was my friend when we were playing hide and seek.
Let me get a clap.
I went to New Jersey to interview a kid who was at that time 6 years old. The mother said he can read my mind. I said, I don't believe it. So I took two scientists with me and a camera.
You were the original telepathy tapes?
I was the original. So this kid, we put him in one room, his mother in another room, and we gave her a book to read. Okay? And she's not reading it loudly. She's reading it mentally. The kid is in the other room, and he's not good at typing because he's autistic, and he's trying to punch the tape, the type, whatever, the computer, but he is typing what she is reading.
So you witnessed that? You witnessed a child doing remote viewing?
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. I took the whole thing. But then I asked this kid, I said, how do you do it? He says, I love my mother so much, I can get into her mind, then I know what she's thinking. And he was very simple about it. What I'm saying is, this thing that we call love, ultimately, is the entanglement of souls.
Oh, babe, look at it. Oh, bro, what the is that? A giant stingray? That's so much kelp.
Oh, the seaweed?
Yeah.
In one spot, though?
That's the biggest I've ever seen in my life.
Joined together.
They join together?
You'll see it when we go through it.
A bacalajito?
Yeah. It gets caught up down here.
Oh my god. Ew, it looks nasty though. Thank you.
Yo, what the hell?
Ew. Ew, one dirty.
Yeah? Nah, this is cool.
For real? A giant stingray? We doomed.
Fuck. Yo, what the fuck? Nah, hell no, I'm going back. Hell no. Yo, what the fuck? Get me out of it. Good luck.
Please tell me you see that.
They got chickens in their hand. They praying with the chickens.
Care for victims or care to protect victims. She says
they doing anything with the chickens.
And, all these people
I don't know what the that is, but they praying with the chicken. A live chicken in their hand. What the
cold lights and liquor. It's slow. Bring the void of wonder. Driving your living room is crazy.
I'm so freaked out right now. This animatronic is on a motion sensor. No one's in there. No one's in there, and it's on a motion sensor. Why is it going?
What if one day you somehow discovered that over time you were slowly being replaced piece by piece at the deepest level? And every day that went by, you were a little less you, dying a little at a time inside, and all you could do was helplessly watch yourself fade from existence as your body became someone else's. Well, believe it or not, several scientists say that they have evidence that this is actually currently happening to a cross-section of humanity. And one of them, a neuropharmacologist, has even gone on record stating that it's happening to him.
This is where the session is?
Yep, my artist is right inside. After you.
In here?
Yes. It's right inside. No, this is right next to you, please.
Dark as hell. In here?
Yes. He likes sitting in the darkness.
The movie Him was released September 19th, 2025. 10 days later, September 29th, 2025, Tariq Hill breaks his knee, or breaks his leg. The actor that plays Cameron Cade, CC would be his initials, C being the third letter of the alphabet, 33. His name is Tyreek Withers. Isaiah White in Chaldean Cipher, or Numerology, is 33. He's played by Marlon Wayans, and his number is number 10, and he breaks his leg at the beginning of the movie. He breaks his leg in the third quarter when the Dolphins have 10. So this is that black magic, that witchcraft and warlock rituals that they do. And Tyreek Hill's so goofy with, he's waving his hands and like, yeah, and then you see a picture of him or a video of him in the hospital bed. You niggas don't even know y'all puppets. Zio puppets at that.
Hey you, yes you, grab a fresh Del Monte banana before I eat. Just kidding, I'm a robot. I can't eat.
Hello?
Yeah, hello, this is Tessa, your Medicare Advantage assistant. How are you?
Oh no, this is an elevator. You got the wrong number, bruh.
Oh.
Skimmers are everywhere.
Find a banana. It sounds really close. Yeah.
What is going on in Hollywood?
You guys, I don't know. Look, oh my God. How in the hell can you drive like this? What is the... Look at all this, you guys. Oh, wow. This man got...
Erica Kirk was introduced to Charlie Kirk through Donald Trump. She had been procured for like Donald Trump's pageants. She won like Miss Arizona or something. She was literally like a registered actress and starred in a reality TV show, a romance one at that. He met her on a trip to Israel. Charlie met her on one of these wall humping trips. So the Israeli connections, and then J.D. Sharp tells me... What was she doing in Israel? Well, she was on a pilgrimage. Okay. Yeah. And then I just learned, J.D. Sharp, Jason Dick, the founder of Uncensored AI, just told me that her dad, Erica Kirk's dad, is one of the founders or creators of Raytheon Israel Ltd. Raytheon Israel creates the weapon systems and defense systems like the Iron Dome, and soaks up trillions of, collectively trillions of U.S. taxpayer dollars over the course of the last, however many decades, billions of dollars annually.
From what I understand, Erica Kirk's father formed Raytheon Israel's division and was the former chairperson / president. I believe he's retired now, but he was actively involved in that particular operation.
That's ridiculous. All of these connections. They had the custody of Charlie Kirk's body in the custody of J.D. Vance aboard some private jet, going to God knows where. And within 24 hours, Erica Kirk is releasing this propaganda video of Charlie Kirk's hand and the rings and the I love you and the crying and the sobbing.
That young man
I forgive him.
She's solidifying the narrative that he's guilty. No matter what about a court appearance, anything else, that resonated with every Christian because they're supposed to be forgiving.
Yeah.
And that just subliminally, subconsciously, or very overtly put, yep, he's guilty, he did it, he's responsible, but Erica forgives him, and now she's the champion of TPUSA to come rushing in, building all of these other extensions and satellite, different clubs all over the place.
Well, they're basically trying to build her up to be the next president. They're essentially seeing like, hey, this is a woman that we could set up maybe in 8 to 12 years.
Yeah. Well, they then will be able to just solidify this Judeo-Christian, alliance, and that Israel was great and that Charlie loved the Jews and all these things, while completely disregarding the 5 weeks, leading up to his death, where he began to actually ask about this and point out this occupation.
Bro looking at his friend like, and you let it happen.
Not fit to be a big time rapper like Jay-Z, Meek Mill, Lil Baby, homie, you ain't fit to be this big and not have no gay experience. You ain't fit to be on Adam 22. You're not fit to get this close to this light that make our stars and idols, and you don't have a gay experience.
Or at least try.
No.
Try you.
No. Even if you're tried, you're gonna have to be acceptable to some gay experience. Whether you in there watching it, whether you home it, if you might not have to but you have to have the experience to get through that door, to be where this is it.
Bro wearing a husband beater. And that's a wrap on this episode, fool. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me. Smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.